Hey guys, welcome to the Business News Show with Business Banao. With me is my partner Siddharth.
Hello
So, without any
everyone.
further delays, let's straight get into the news of today. The first news story we have for you today is Amazon is planning to get into e-pharmacy. Not just planning to get, they've launched it. So basically, you can order medicines online. Now, this is something which across the globe, the next biggest e commerce segment is pharmacy. Fashion, electronics, all these things have already gone online. Grocery, of course, Amazon has a huge play with grocery and pharmacy, digital health and digital, uh, basically being able to order any sort of medicine online. This has been happening over the past few years in US, and it's coming to India. And I honestly feel in India it's going to penetrate even faster because of because of the sheer volume of people here, and we do end up getting sick. Like, India has one of the highest numbers of diabetic patients, one of the highest number of BP patients, and various other things. So I'm extremely excited about this, especially with Reliance also planning to get into this space with their acquisition of NetMeds, and of course incredible pharmacies like Pharmeasy and now Amazon. So it's really good for us consumers. I mean, what's your thoughts, Siddharth?
Yeah, it's great for consumers actually. They've started it in Bangalore first, and they'll
Hmm.
be launching more pilots in bigger cities pretty soon. But it'll be
Exactly.
interesting to see how this competition between Amazon and Reliance benefits customers. So
That's
it's
true.
all in
That's
all,
true.
yeah,
I honestly do feel though that in the long run, Amazon's execution will win. I mean, I don't think across the globe there's a company which executes as well as Amazon. Uh,
yeah.
I
But
do
we also are forgetting that even Reliance's USP is execution. It's not innovation. So that's why
Okay,
the competition will be very interesting to see, because both these companies are known to execute at rapid pace, and Reliance
correct,
has the expertise when it comes to India.
correct.
So the rural
Let's see.
penetration will be a game where will be where the real game is.
See, but the advantage here is this: with Amazon, the install base of Amazon is very huge. People are very
Yeah.
familiar with buying electronics, shoes, fashion, and they're just adding this one more layer on top of that. I mean,
Yes.
I think that experience, having the same account, having the same payment ecosystem, I honestly want to buy directly from, say, a different merchant's website. Say a brand has its own store, I would rather buy from that. But then that process of going there and then entering my own data and then entering my address and then entering my payment
Right.
information, I'm like, just screw it, I'll buy on Amazon.
True. True. Very
So
true.
that's one of the problems with Reliance. They've built so many different platforms. I don't think in one platform they've been able to build that transaction trust. So I
Yeah.
doubt they can leave a very serious impact on this. What do you think about that?
It'll be interesting to see again, because Reliance has this GeoMart that they've launched, and GeoMart is basically you getting groceries from your neighborhood kirana stores. So they might just
Mhm.
add another layer where you get pharmaceuticals from your neighborhood pharmacies, and
Okay,
we know they can execute well when it comes to that. So,
let's see.
but yeah, let's see how it goes.
The next story is rupees 20,000 hotel bill and insurance premium of greater than 50,000 will now come under the IT lens. Now, this is, I guess,
So
when
most
Modi
high
ji had
value
done.
transactions, basically, not just this, like
Yep.
any high value transactions that you do,
Hmm.
they will be have to report it. They will have to be reported in your income tax statement. So this includes payments to hotels about 20,000, payments of
Hmm.
rents about 40,000, payments to educational fees or donations about above 1 lakh per annum, electricity consumption above 1 lakh per annum, domestic
Okay.
business class air travel or foreign travel, deposits
Hmm.
above 50 lakhs in a current account, or purchase of jewelry, white goods, any paintings or marble, or granite or interior items, anything you
Hmm.
purchase above 1 lakh, all these things will have to be reported. So I think the
True.
transparent and honest tax paying system will also have these features right now. So you'll have to report anything, any major purchase that you do, unless you do it in cash, of course.
I know. So I was gonna point to that. So
Uh-huh.
basically, what people who are gonna do in cash will end up just doing it in cash. Like, how is this really helping anyone?
Yeah,
Because
but there are a lot of restrictions on cash withdrawals also nowadays.
that's true.
So yeah, so it'll
Withdrawals and
be
deposits.
exactly.
So
So the
that will
idea
be
is to
really.
get most transactions or expenditures under the IT lens,
Mhm.
and it is only going to bring more tax compliance into the country. It's
True,
not
true.
that great for taxpayers, obviously, but it's great for the economy, great for the country, great for the government.
Okay.
So yeah, next time you are paying anything about 20,000 at a hotel, please be careful.
Make it 19,999.
Yeah.
So our next story is Huawei ZTE to be kept out of 5G trials. This is not surprising at all, especially after Trump banned Huawei and ZTE. Now,
Mhm.
think about it like this. In terms of 5G technology, right? There's not one
Mhm.
company in the world which has better 5G technology than Huawei. The
Right.
second best, which is say someone like Ericsson or any other one of these players, they are probably 3 years behind.
Okay.
Now, the thing here is this: with 5G infrastructure, say Huawei has put up their infrastructure, they will get
Uh-huh.
access to every single bit and every single data which is going through those towers.
Right.
So, in the regard of defense, I can completely understand why any government would want this. But then I do remember that Raghuram Rajan few years back had mentioned ki yaar, as consumers you should not be willing to buy goods which are worse than what's available in the market, because
Mhm.
we live in a global market.
Right.
Even if your
Exactly.
country is not able to produce, the focus should not be to buy worse products, it should be to improve your skills. Now, with steps like this being taken, इंडिया में चल रहा है ये, यूके में Huawei और ZTE को बैन कर लिया है, अमेरिका में ऑफ कोर्स बैन कर लिया है. You really are gonna start wondering कि जो ग्लोबलाइजेशन का डेफिनेशन है ना वो चेंज होने वाला है. एंड more than now, apart from the local impact जो इसका होगा, now for example Jio invested a lot in 5G infrastructure wherein they are ready,
Mhm.
but Airtel
Yeah.
and Vodafone didn't. Airtel and
Right.
Vodafone were dependent on Huawei and ZTE for the technology. They don't have an option now. Like
They have
literally,
to
when I'm
start from
saying,
scratch. Yeah.
and 5G is not some simple phone technology which you can buy off the shelf and do. It's bloody complicated. Like you're talking about internet speeds per port. When I say per port, like per device, of
Mhm.
over a Gbps. And that's like not a small jump. That's like an 10 times jump over 4G. And to build infrastructure, not just the towers and not just the amplifiers, but also the server infrastructure to handle that much amount of data,
Mhm.
Airtel and Vodafone don't have. They absolutely don't have. Like, बिल्कुल इन्वेस्टमेंट्स नहीं किए इन्होंने. I really don't know what they are going to do, because the way when 4G phones started coming in, and with
Mhm.
Reliance coming out with Geo and 4G becoming the norm, imagine
Right.
5G phones start coming in and every single consumer is demanding कि मेरे को 5G phone ही चाहिए.
Obviously, yes.
खत्म. I mean, what is
I
Airtel and
think
Vodafone gonna do?
I think this is a step in the direction for Geo's monopoly, because nobody else is
Absolutely.
ready with 5G infrastructure. And like you said, the costs are insane. I mean, one estimate says that if you shut doors on Huawei and ZTE, the the cost to switch to a 5G network would increase by as much as 35%. And we all know that telecom companies are not in a state that they can afford such a cost right now with these
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
AGR dues and all the competition from Geo. They are not ready. They don't have the financial or the infrastructure abilities to execute 5G. So now we end up with no option but to buy a Geo sim.
Absolutely.
Uh,
And you know what's the crazy part? एयरटेल जनरली ये माना जाता था कि प्रीमियम कस्टमर्स जो होते हैं एयरटेल के पास जाते हैं, ठीक है.
Right, exactly.
What is the most common feature in every premium smartphone right now? 5G. All the latest premium smartphone. And you think about it, क्या या like क्या करेंगे लोग, मतलब I am serious, and I'll tell you, one more important thing to understand. Each manufacturer, when they make a 5G device, so this is getting a bit technical, but just think about this. Once you have set up your infrastructure to support Huawei, so say two,
Mm-hmm.
3 years back, Airtel started investing in setting up infrastructure which would support Huawei devices. If you want to shift the provider, apart from the additional 35% cost, all the existing infrastructure is now null and void because the ports are different. It's not going to
Oh
be the same.
yes.
There's going to be, so it's basically you're talking about revamping entire infrastructure. And unlike Geo, Airtel has no petrol business to rely on.
Yeah, and it is mind blowing when you think about it that Geo is placed at such an advantage over here that nobody else can even come close. Like it right now, this will create a gap of at least 10 to 15 years between Geo and its closest competitor. So going
Absolutely.
forward in a country like India where 130 billion people reside, I do one. I mean 1.3 billion. I'm sorry, but it is hard to imagine a telecom monopoly. But that is
Yep,
where we
yep.
are headed.
Yep. And it's amazing. And even if it's not a direct telecom monopoly, I'm pretty sure Airtel and Vodafone will have to work out a deal with Reliance to use their infrastructure. So it's a
Yeah, that
direct
is
or
what.
an indirect monopoly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it might seem like it's not a monopoly, but it eventually is a monopoly.
Exactly. Like how Rockefeller in 19 in the very early 19th century, he owned the, if he did not own the coal mine, he made sure that he owned the train which carries that coal.
Cool. Exactly. So
So coal and steel and all those other minerals. So anyway, I hope there's a better solution, or I hope some other companies like Ericsson make a better product, because this is just incredible. So let's move to the next point. Instagram is getting very serious about taking down bots. So this comes after the reports. Even if you think about it, over the past few days, you're getting reports of so many social media influencers having fake followers.
oh yeah,
So
recently we heard Badsha bought a few followers and likes for his videos, but I think this was a long time coming. I mean, this was a necessary step to be taken, and Instagram is. I think there are still loopholes, so they'll accept NGO ID cards as well, which I don't think they should be doing. They should only be accepting government approved ID cards. But it's a
correct,
step in the right direction, as in they are at least trying to verify that if you have a profile, you need to submit a government approved or an NGO approved ID card to us. And if you cannot, either your content will be suppressed, we will not share it as much, or there is a possibility of completely banning your account. So
exactly,
I think that will pave the right foundations for data moderation, which we all know
correct.
all these social media giants are notorious for.
No, so I'll also mention this. If you think that this is not such a big deal, I mean, थोड़े followers increase कर लिए, क्या हो गया? I have done influencer marketing. The only thing I
Mhm.
look at is number of followers and engagement on posts.
Right,
And I am a very small business. I am pretty sure big businesses do huge budget influencer marketing. You're talking about crores and crores of rupees for few posts.
right.
Just imagine if those are fake. This is breeding ground for a scam.
It
And
is. It already is. It's a full-fledged
so,
scam. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
we've all heard
So,
of Chinese click farms and how they inflate your likes and your followers. So that's not the way we should be doing things.
absolutely. So, let's see how this plays out. Our last story for today is Tata Group may bid for Air India by end of month. So, this is some good news for Air India
Very
finally.
good news, and this is very good news for Tatas as well. It's like homecoming for them. JRD Tata actually started Air India, and
Exactly.
in a very, bad faith move, Jawaharlal Nehru actually nationalized Air India in 1953,
Yep.
after looking at how successful it was. So I think this is going to make sure that the Tatas have a good presence in the airline sector. They already own 51% stake in AirAsia and India, which is a joint venture between AirAsia and the Tata Group, and
Hmm.
they also own 49% in Vistara. So they
Correct.
might just buy out, AirAsia stake in AirAsia India, and they might just merge AirAsia India and Air India. The only
Correct.
problem I see with this is there is a outstanding debt of 58,000 crores for Air
Oh
India. Yes, out of which the whoever bids for the group, for which bids for Air India, they'll have to absorb 23,000 crores of debt. So that might be a huge problem, but I think the Tata
I mean,
Group
it's this
can
is not,
afford it.
yeah, exactly. This is not the first time Tata Group has bought a company in debt and turned it around. Like
Exactly. Yes, they did it
they
with
I
Techly. They did it with Jaguar Land Rover.
exactly. Yep,
So,
yep, yep.
but yeah,
So
it's
it'll be
good
interesting to
news
see.
for Air India at least.
Yep, yep, absolutely. So this is and this is actually very good news even when you consider for the Indian aviation, because it was moving
True. True.
towards Indigo becoming a monopoly. And
Yep.
in any market, monopolies are bad, guys. I mean, I understand the service and all was good, but the moment they become a monopoly, it starts getting worse. There's issues and all that stuff. So you need like very well organized sort of people who have proven experience. Like Tata's have one of the best managements across the globe. The
Yep.
Tata Group is, so I am really excited about this. So those are all the stories for today, guys. The tool of today is Adobe Spark Video. Now, this is I have covered a video editing tool in the past called Capwing. This is slightly different from that. This is more focused on sort of Facebook ads and stuff like that. So I actually want to give you a very very quick overview of how this particular software looks. So basically, Adobe Spark Video is a tool by Adobe where any computer you have, right? You can essentially, in the Chrome browser itself, without installing any software, you can do very simple, basic video editing in it. So when I say that, I mean you can add some text, you can cut, you can trim, you can add some sort of music, and that's about it. And when you think about it, 90% of video editing don't need more than that. So like think about it, right? You just need some footage, and you should be able to add your brand, maybe some more details here and there, and that's it. So Adobe Spark Video, I urge you to check it out. It's a completely free tool made by Adobe, which is known for its. This video, what you're seeing here, is just an example of a video which was made using Spark Video. So I urge you to check it out. It's really really cool, and I've found it works very well on any system because it works on the browser. So that's all for today, guys. Don't forget to leave a comment below if you have any questions and if there's any story you want us to cover in the next episode. See you next week.